right, man. Continuing on this series that I call the Rockets Progress Report, where I kind of dig into some stats that I just kind of been looking at and monitoring throughout the season. Sometimes from video to video, maybe a little different. Today may be a little bit different than it was last time, but we're at the 22 game mark. The Rockets are currently 16-6. Good record. Let's go over some stats though that I kind of been looking at throughout the season and kind of get my thoughts on it. And I'm gonna ask y'all to get y'all comments on each one down below in the comments. All right, let's rock and roll. All right, so obviously, this is kind of the talk of the season. The offensive rating being 123, which is second in the NBA. Quite surprising because the Rockets offense has been putrid over the last, I don't know how long. It's been putrid really much since James Harden left the city, man. Like, it's been bad. So this is definitely a good point for us. The Rockets are starting to get into a better rhythm of executing in the half court. Guys are kind of learning their roles around Kevin Durant. Sengun clearly is the engine of the offense. KD is the go-to scorer when we really need a bucket. And then in transition, Amen Thompson is trying to bring up the ball quick and try to get some quick points on the board. If possible, if not, he just comes back, hands the ball off to KD or Sengun, and guys running their offense. It may be Bari doing a rim run, or spotting up in the corner for a three, or a Kogi for three, or Reece Shepard doing this thing. Aaron Holiday really been doing this thing on offense, man. Really happy to see that, especially with all the injuries. Yeah, the Rockets have been definitely playing their depth, and it's been working so far, man, on the offensive end, man. I'm really happy to see what I'm seeing. Hopefully we can keep this up, especially against good teams, because we're playing the Denver Nuggets tomorrow night. Defense, man, this is nothing to be surprised about, man. This is an Ime Udoka team. We're ranked 5th in the NBA in defensive rating. Hoo-ha, ho-hum. Nobody's surprised here. I don't want to waste too much time on this. This is what's understood, don't need to be explained. 3-point percentage. I think this is probably the biggest boon to the offense, even though we're not attempting as many 3-point shots as I would like. The offense is still running well, so I'm not going to be tripping on it too much because we're making enough to make it count. In my opinion, I don't believe we've truly weaponized this. Like, we can really weaponize our 3-point shooting if we were shooting 10 more threes a game. Even if the percentage goes down a little bit, the volume, if you make a couple of more threes per game, that's 6 extra points. That's extra on your offensive rating. You know what I mean? Like, we messed around and be number one with a bullet, and we messed around and win some closer games that we've had. We'll get into that a little bit later in the slides, but yeah, just my thoughts on the 3-point shooting. I'm glad we're shooting at a high percentage. I'm not going to complain, though. I'm really not going to complain too much. I just wish we shot more, but hey, I'm good with the percentage. I'll live with it for now. Free throw attempts per 100 possessions. The Rockets are attempting 26.3 free throw attempts every 100 possessions. FYI, a possession is not necessarily a rebound. It's once you get a defensive rebound, that's pretty much a possession. Not every rebound equals a possession. Or once you get a turnover, that's a possession. Like, every shot attempt is not a possession. You know what I'm saying? The Rockets are actually dead last in the NBA in possessions per game. Just FYI. So just keep that in mind. But this right here is one of the biggest reasons why I'm okay with not shooting the high volume of threes that I would normally like, because we're getting to the free throw line and we're making them too. So if we're going to get there at this rate and make them, I'm not going to harp too much on not shooting enough threes. Although I still would want to shoot more threes, because this is the modern NBA. Rockets messed around this season and won a few games shooting less than 23s in a game. That's nuts. But whatever, we move. All right, so the Rockets are no surprise here. Second chance points. this is also per 100 possessions, but it wouldn't matter if it was per 100 possessions or per game. The Rockets are first in the NBA with a bullet because of this man right here, Steven Adams. The man is just, it's so funny. I went to the Rockets game when we played the Clippers. It was so funny watching a bunch of dudes trying to box out Steven Adams. It was the funniest thing because I was like, bro, like, y'all don't lift weights, bro. Y'all don't be drinking no protein shakes after the gym. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't do leg day? Y'all don't do core? Y'all just be doing biceps, shoulders, and chest? This is why you can't box out Steven Adams. That man do whole body. Look at this man. And he don't eat nothing but animals. That boy don't put no plants in his body. Straight animal diet. If it ain't used to live, he not eating it. That's why you can't box him out. Thank you, Steven Adams. Points in the paint. This is a big thing for the Rockets too, man. We're third in the NBA in points in the paint per 100 possessions, man. I love to see this. Again, this is also part of the reason why we're getting to the free throw line a lot more. We're attacking more. And also, it's a couple of things. There's a couple of things that don't show up on a stat sheet, but they show up on the film. It's the Steven Adams factor because dudes is fouling themselves into the penalty trying to box him out. So that's one. And then two, the Kevin Durant factor, the superstar factor. You know what I'm saying? When you have a superstar on the team, this is throughout history. This is not even anything that somebody who's a student of the NBA game, a historian of the NBA game, this is not up for debate. When you have a superstar on your team, you're going to get more calls than you're not going to get calls. Point blank, period. It happens. You got Kevin Durant on the team, you're going to get more foul calls. But this is points in the paint. Kevin Durant will get in the paint a little bit. Obviously, Alperen Sengun will get in the paint. Jabari Smith Jr. is much improved at getting in the paint and actually finishing in the paint as well. He's been making his layups. I'm happy with it. His three-point shot is kind of up and down, even though his percentage is a career high right now. But he's definitely been contributing to this points in the paint factor, man. Him, Amen Thompson, being a baseline demon, and like I said, Kevin Durant and Alperen Sengun doing what they do. Good to see, man. This is part of the reason why the Rockets offense is mostly consistent, because we're taking shots that are more high percentage than we have historically in the last God knows how long. All right, this is where things kind of get a little bit hairy. So the Rockets offense drops from 2nd to 10th in the NBA in clutch offensive rating, with 113.7. And this is especially true when we play good teams. This is where it just kind of rears its head because for the most part, against bad teams, we pretty much, power driving them through a table and hitting them in the head with a steel chair. They ain't got no chance against us, and they know that when they walk in the gym. But when we play these close teams, the offense, albeit still top 10, it's not as effective. A few reasons why I think that is because most of the good teams, the offensive rebound and stuff that we do, we don't really get away with it as much. And they kind of make us pay for not having like a true floor general to run the offense and really get us in our good sets in those close game situations. So just FYI, as I go to the next slide, the Rockets are also, as of this video being recorded on 12/14/25, the Rockets are 6-5 in clutch situations, the way the NBA defines it, however they define it. This is on NBA.com, so you can get off me. Clutch defense rating. We're 16th in the NBA at 110.6. Now, part of this is not necessarily the half-court defense. We turn the ball over in the clutch. We turn the ball over in the clutch, and that's part of the reason why this rating is not what it ideally should be. Because in the half court, we're still D'ing up. We D up all game long. We really don't too much let up outside of some disgusting lineups that Ime Udoka be trying sometimes. I don't blame him for trying it. Hey, go ahead and try your thing. Do your thing, man. See what works. I ain't mad at him for that. However, some of them lineups have been booty juice, booty cheeks, just gluteus maximus to the core, man. However, but at the same time, he's not playing them. He's not experimenting with no lineups down the clutch in a close game, especially against good teams. He's not really doing too much of that. But I believe that this right here is the reason why we are, not performing as we should in the clutch. Like, instead of being 6-5 in clutch games, we really should be more like 12-2, if we're being honest. And this is where a lot of fans say that we miss Fred VanVleet. There's some truth to that. However, all of the other stuff that I spoke about, those are not things that Fred VanVleet is going to assist with. So we may end up being in more clutch situations because the game's not going to be, as blown open. They'll probably be a little closer with Fred on the floor. You can also make that same argument, so it goes both ways. Nonetheless, clutch time execution is definitely one of the elements that's kind of holding the team back. I know we used to talk about this a lot a season ago, but I think in time it probably should get better, just considering, guys are still kind of out. Tari is out, but he should be back against the Nuggets is what I'm hearing. And then also DFS hasn't played yet. Not that they are going to be out there running the offense. However, they may be guys who just, especially DFS, maybe a guy that'll make less mistakes in the clutch. So that'll definitely help us out in those kind of situations. All right, man. So y'all tell me in the comments down below what y'all thought about the video, what y'all thought about some of the stats we discussed, what you think about the offense, what you think about the defense, what stats would you have loved to hear more about, what did I not cover that you would have liked to have heard, what did not go into as much as you probably would like. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm always down for feedback. I ain't that sensitive. I can hear a little criticism here and there. I'm good with it. But anyway, it's your man, AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AKinfinity_VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda channel. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All of y'all come back again. And we out.
Put it in the air.